am Ariane. This is Book Zealots, and as you've seen from the title of the video, or maybe not, I'm going to talk about decluttering and kind of the process of what I do. My water bottle has spilled all over the place, so I have a smudge, whatever, and my notes are a little... my notes have been baptized. Well, let me back up. They have not been baptized. They've been sprinkled. Anyway. So Prometheus has officially applied to his future school. And I am having to declutter all of his old homeschool curricula. Oh, wow. So I'll insert a card of all of his curricula that I've currently gone through. And as I was going through some of it the other day, was that just yesterday? I was thinking, why are there so many books for high school? Oh yeah, 4 years, plus extra classes, electives, hello. So there's that. Anyway, so much stuff. And Prometheus and I have been laughing so hard at some of his elementary, sorry, I've got something in my eye, and his elementary school writings, pictures, etc. We came across one and somebody was in debt $14 trillion and they had rabies and they had high blood pressure. Right? Mm-hmm. It was great. Okay. Anyway, so what do I do? Okay, so some of the things that I do. First thing, so whatever section I'm going through. So for instance, the library, and I have, why does everything get messier before it gets neater? So I pick a box or I pick a grade and I'm going through that. First thing, is it trash? If it isn't trash, then I need to figure out what it is. Am I going to save it? Am I not going to save it? I have Prometheus going through a pile of stuff, and then he makes a decision, and he's saying, no, that's trash, go ahead and throw that away, or maybe we should take a picture of that, or no, I'd really actually like to save this. And there's a very small pile of, I need to think about it. How many items do you have in the, I need to think about it? Less than 10 items, and we've gone through pre-K, K, all the way up to 6th grade. So tomorrow I need to go through 7th and 8th grade. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about high school yet. Okay, so another thing. So if it isn't trash, can it be donated? And if there's a hesitation about whether or not to unhaul it, then you need to ask yourself the why. Because but if I need it one day, what if? What is that what if? So let's go down that rabbit trail. The what if. And I've heard another person online, she has a very large following, and her channel is actually fully decluttering, organizing, and she has a Justin case. Justin and I broke up. Okay, so is there a hesitation? Ask yourself the why. Is there value in it? Is there a multiple item of it? Can you easily replace that item? For us, it is, can we easily move this item? And it would be easy to say, I want to keep this book. It's easily moved. But if I have 100 of them, then that's less so, right? Which is why I'm unhauling so many books this year. But what is that? Prometheus is looking at a very strange tool. Okay, so then another question to ask is, when was the last time that item was used? Now I know someone out there in declutter land decided to say, if you haven't used this in 1 year, then you need to chuck it. Who says? Who says? You make your own rules. Okay, so let's just say hypothetically, when we first moved here, we had movers pack for us. Big mistake, can I just say? Because sometimes they just put random stuff in boxes that have no rhyme or reason. Now, there was a box in our food pantry that I was going through one day. We had already been here a year. We had been here over, what was it, 2 years at that point? Anyway, I found the light, replacement light for a craft bulb that I needed. It was a craft bulb for a craft light. Good grief. I had no idea that they put it in that box. And according to that rule, I should have chucked the entire box. There were so many important things in that box. And I couldn't get to it straight away after 2 years or what have you, because when we moved into this house hated us, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. It was a nightmare. Okay. Anyway, so there's that. You make your own rules. I don't discard something just because I didn't use it in a year. Unless you're a minimalist, then whatever, do you. If you want to get rid of it after 6 months or 3 months, do it. So another question is, how long has the item been owned? Now, if you've seen my videos about how long it takes me to read a book, 20 years or whatever, you know what? Most people would have gotten rid of it. And I can't even say that I blame them, because there were books that I bought for the family library, but my kids didn't read them. And I thought, I need to read them or get them out of the house, because I bought them for the family library, not for my personal library. So anyway, reading those, finally getting them done. So how long has the item been owned? Books, I think, are kind of a special case. You know how we are. We buy a book and we don't get to it straight away, even though we love it when we buy it. Oh, we're so excited. Let's say hypothetically it's something else. If you are buying an item that you don't use right away, then your question would have to be, why not? Why not? Now, if I go through my books and I find a book that I've had for 10 years and I haven't had a desire to read it, and it was a book that I bought for myself, why would I hang on to it? Just get rid of it. Try a chapter, then decide. Okay, so another question is, should an item be held onto until, so in Prometheus and I, in our situation is, should we hold on to it until we move? So there's a lot of items that we have that we will need to hold on to until we move. I mean, dishes. I have dishes that I'm going to get rid of, but there are still dishes that I don't want to move, that I need to hang on to because we need them. So there's that. So whatever your situation is, that's something to consider. Another question, why do I want to keep an item that is causing doubt? So if you have an item, the what if I need it one day, what if, and you've gone through all of that, I think the problem would probably be more sentimental. And I've heard that a lot of people, oh, but can you take a picture of it? I mean, if you've had the problems that I've had with technology, saving a picture of it is not the answer. Am I right? Prometheus is over there nodding his head. Yes. I cannot tell you how many pictures I have lost of Prometheus's childhood because the computers have crashed. I've lost like 3, haven't I? 4 laptops that have crashed. And now even the hard drive that I have, I can't access. Yeah, so you make your decisions and then live with the repercussions of them, whatever that may be. Can an item benefit someone? So if you have something that you don't want anymore, but you know of someone else that would like it or can use it, I would just ask them. So for instance, I asked a young married couple if they're not newly married, but they're a young couple, and asked them, hey, I've got some extra dishes. Would you guys be interested in them? And the husband asked me, how much do you want for them? And I said, nothing. They're yours. And he sent me an emoji, free! It was great. Okay. Okay, here's an excellent question that I have for you, because I have noticed that somebody had said something about there are certain things that you have that are a blessing, which is true. However, at what point does that blessing become overwhelming? What? Obsession. Oh, good one. An obsession. That's good. So at what point does a blessing become a burden? At what point does that blessing become gluttony? At what point does a blessing, a collection, become hoarding? Because I personally would never want someone to come into my library and say, whew, she's got a hoarding problem. Look at all those books she has. She likes to hoard those books. Now, obviously, a hoarder isn't going to say, yes, I'm a hoarder, because usually there's a denial in that, right? Do I have a lot of books? Yes, I have a lot of books. But I think the difference between someone who collects and someone who hoards, or a blessing does not become burdensome or is not considered hoarding. An obsession. Man, Prometheus, that is an excellent word. So, do I like books? Yes. Am I obsessed with collecting books? No, absolutely not. And I think if anybody has seen any of my unhauled books, you know that that isn't the case. And I think it's important to pay attention to, because we are a blessed country. We are a blessed society. We, even as hard as life is right now, we are still extremely blessed. I am extremely blessed to have all of these books. But when I'm done with them, if I know I'm not going to read it again, I want to pass it on and bless someone else. I want them to be blessed by it, or knowledge. If there's a book that knowledge can be gleaned from, then I want to pass that on. I don't want to keep that information. And I'm going to use something in the book Animal Farm. There is a character in that. And spoiler, if you haven't read the book and don't want to know this, you might want to skip ahead. In the book, an animal knows how to read and tells no one. That to me was so evil. How dare he not teach the other animals how to read? Anyway, so pass on the knowledge, pass on the blessings, share, people. Anyway, so is there a lot to consider while decluttering? There are so many things to decide. So once you decide to declutter it, how do you get rid of it? Is it trash? Throw it in the trash. Don't hang on to it. Don't rethink it. Just get rid of it. Okay? Another one. If you can donate it, donate it. A lot of people have pickups. We live in the country. We do not have that program, what's the word I'm looking for? We don't have that luxury. We do not have donate companies that can come to us to pick up. So we have to pile up our savings to donate our boxes, and anytime we go to town, which is completely out of the way, but anyway, then we try and make a huge drop off at one time because I don't like the clutter in my house. It drives me nuts. Okay, so there's that. Find out if there's somebody else nearby that might want it. And I'm talking about absolute everything too. So we've been recently going through some of our pantry stuff, and because life went off the rails, I bought a lot of canned goods, and some of the canned goods that we ate, we didn't like. So I'm donating them to our local food pantry. They're not expired, so I might as well give them to somebody else that is in more of a need, who would actually hopefully enjoy it, because Prometheus and I did not like them at all. They were not palatable. Just say that. They weren't palatable. I think that's it. And yes, when you declutter, if you can start small, is better. Like, do a closet, do a small area, and don't take everything out at once, because then it will just look like your closet vomited in your room, and then you'll get brain fatigue and you'll feel overwhelmed and you'll just want to quit, and you'll wonder why you even started, and then you'll just backpedal, and that doesn't help. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything. If you all have any questions, please leave a comment below. Let me know if I left anything out. Homeschooling has been a huge blessing. How many times can I say blessings? Drink some water every time I say it. Right here. We have had so many books for homeschooling. I think our hardest, most challenging declutter will be the actual reading books, not the consumable books, meaning not the books that he had to write in. I just took a picture of those. I'll download them on my computer. I'll back them up on a hard drive. I know. Hopefully I won't they're elementary. I shouldn't ever need them. But I've done that, and I'm going to have to throw away all of those consumable books because they're not useful to anybody. But I do have other books, like the teacher's manuals, that I can donate to a local homeschool co-op. And if one of them uses that curriculum, then all they have to do is buy the consumable. They've already got the teacher's manuals, which is great. So I think the hardest part will be going through like the middle grade reading books, the readers. I'm looking over here right behind the camera. There's an energy book, and Prometheus just went like that. We're chucking it. So we're not chucking it. We'll donate it. And I'll probably call some of the schools, the local schools, and see if they want any of them. And then they can decide whether or not they want to keep the books, because Prometheus has always been Prometheus. He has always taken very good care of all of his books. I don't think he's ever written in any of his books at any time. And so just the consumable books. Have you ever written in any of your books?
Sometimes. I've seen more in recent years.
It's for high school and stuff like that. No, not high school. No. College.
Not even just my own personal books.
Oh, okay. Just recently.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. In any case, it has been very good decluttering the project, 100-day project, declutter one item every single day, because that is the most stress-free way of decluttering. And a lot of the stuff while I'm decluttering, I find other stuff, and most of it is trash. I don't even bother taking a picture of it, or the items are so big that I just show little, like, obviously I'm not going to show every little thing that I'm decluttering, or even piles of what I'm decluttering for the homeschool curriculum. Even though I'm doing it, it's kind of separate from the project that I'm doing, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to someone. Please leave a comment below. Let me know how you declutter, whether you find this useful or not. And I do think that the project has been fun, at the very least. And yeah, I don't ever need help decluttering, but I do get on modes where Prometheus says, better watch out, Mom's going to put us on eBay. I go through my moments because clutter drives me nuts. Anyway, hope you all have a good day. Bye.